My next guest is a racing car driver, first and foremost. She's also a mother, and she's a very successful Australian songstress. That's right. She has got a new album. It's called Songs and Pictures. It debuted at number 24 nationally, number 4 on the country charts. It's produced by Casey Chambers' husband. Is that right?
That's right.
Shane Nicholson, and this is her 7th album, and it's almost her first one in 4 years. Beccy Cole, round of applause. Yay! Not lovely to have you in here.
It's an absolute pleasure. It's great to be home.
I bet it is.
It really is.
Where have you been up to recently, in between your last album?
Well, I've been doing a lot of touring. I just finished touring nationally with another singer by the name of Adam Harvey, and he and I did 97 shows in 18 months, and that was a whole lot of fun. And in the middle of that, I wrote this album, and it's great for me to finally have the album that I've always wanted to make. I've always done what everybody else told me to do, but this time I wrote a list of all the elements that I wanted on the record. And to make sure that nobody told me what to do, I paid for it myself. And
Good on you.
It was a bit of a gamble, and then I took it to the record company and I said, "Are you interested in this?" And they went, "Oh, yeah, we love it." So thank God.
So is it like making a cake, like your own cake?
It's exactly like making a cake, but yeah, well, not really, in that you don't get to eat anything.
Tragically, we do though. We get to eat the cake.
But yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And I've always written my own songs, but not every single one on the record. And that's the other thing that I wanted on this album. I wanted to be able to write everything, and I wanted the elements of, comedy and fun and all that sort of stuff on it, but as well as sort of things from my heart and honesty and all the massive heartbreaks that I've had over the years that are just great fodder for country singers.
Yeah, see, this is what everyone says. This is the great tragedy about artists, isn't it? Is that,
we need that.
Yeah, you need the tragedy. And I always think, oh, how awful. How awful. Come on, something bad happened to me so I can write about it.
Yeah, I'll never forget a Gina Riley character that did that. She was a country singer. She said, "How am I going to write a good country song if and you won't bash me?" It's very, very funny.
Do you go overseas much, to Nashville or anything?
No, I've only ever been twice, and the second time was for a travel company who wanted to take, it was a Come and See Nashville with Beccy Cole tour, and I went over there, but I've never wanted to make it. I'm so lucky I get to tour my own country constantly. The longest break I ever had, I was on stage 8.5 months pregnant, and I took a 2-week-old on the road with me. So that's the longest break I've ever had. And so I love my work here. And this is all I ever wanted to do ever since I was a little girl dreaming of it. And
was it always country music?
It was, because Mum is a country singer. So Mum started out here in Adelaide on shows called Reg Lindsay's Country and Western Hour and stuff like that out of Adelaide, Carol Sturzel. And I just drove past the old Duke of York Hotel, actually. That's where Mum, I think that was one of the first places in Adelaide to have the Sunday licence. So Mum's band played every single Sunday. And I was a little girl going and watching Mum, mouthing every word.
Wow.
And that's just, I can't remember ever wanting to do anything else.
Yeah, it'd be amazing to be born into that, like to have that sort of childhood.
I guess, yeah. When I was a kid, I thought everyone's mum was a singer. I thought that's just what mums do, But she was never a pushy stage mum. She always knew that it was my dream, because I would do it in the bathroom and pretend I was on Young Talent Time. And
who did you pretend to be? Did you have a favourite?
Tina Arena.
Yeah, okay. I was Sally Boyden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I liked her, the littlest Australian. I loved her.
There was some great talent out of that show.
There was.
Yeah. But so that was, I suppose that was my dream, and I'm very, very lucky, because I'm no spring chicken, but we get this capacity for longevity in country music and this wonderful loyal fan base.
Totally.
And if you're good to them, then they'll keep you in it.
Well, excuse me, Dolly Parton's coming. I'm
going to see her 7 times.
Are you?
When I was a kid, I had 286 pictures of Dolly on my wall. And everything, and I'm still quite obsessed. And when she was coming,
no, she's going 7 times. No, she's not obsessed at all.
Front row 3 times.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. You haven't met her?
I met her in 1987 at Footy Park, as it was called then. I went backstage, and some of her musicians got in touch with some Adelaide musicians, and they had a jam, and I went along and I sang Coat of Many Colours with Dolly's band. And I'm 13 years old.
Excuse me, but I have got hair standing up.
Well, and then they invited me backstage, and honestly, every single birthday candle I had ever blown out was, "I want to meet Dolly." And it ruined me for life, because you couldn't tell me that dreams don't come true after that. So I've been a very stubborn woman because I met Dolly Parton at 13, you know.
And what was she like to you?
So lovely.
Was she?
So incredibly lovely. She was. She had heard that I was a singer because her guitar player said this girl sang Coat of Many Colours with us last night, and she was so, you know, full of advice and, you know, maybe I'll come sing with you one day. And every now and then I look in the wings just to see if she's there. So the little obsessed girl from Adelaide is going to be at just about every Australian concert that she's
I
going.
think she's amazing too. I'm
She
going.
is.
And I cannot wait because I just think she's fabulous.
She is.
And country music is, though. I mean, I wouldn't. It's funny too how people identify with being a country music fan or not. Like, I love music and there's a fair whack of it that is country music, but I wouldn't consider myself a country music fan. But when you actually look at the sort of music that I like, I am. Does that make sense?
Look, I feel exactly the same way, and I'm the first to say to people, there is much, if not more, bad country music than there is good, and you have to. It's like anything, you have to sift through it, and it's often a very brave thing for people to say, I'm a country music fan, and I understand that. There are a lot of stigmas still attached to country music. But my biggest compliment are people that say, look, I don't like country music, but I love your show and I bought your album and I love your music. And I say, well, you actually do like country music.
Yeah, exactly.
Then, you know? And that to me is a huge compliment. So I completely understand when people screw their nose up at it, but I love it when they give it a go because 9 times out of 10 they're going to like it.
Well, I think more people give it a go than they give themselves credit
You're quite
for.
right.
That's
There'll be so many people going to see Dolly that don't actually identify
as a country music fan.
Yeah,
exactly.
But there's no doubt that what Dolly sings is country music.
How do you balance the whole Becky Cole the mum, Becky Cole the performer?
I don't. It's all over the shop. It's a juggling act, and there are no sort of 2 days the same. I have the most gorgeous little fella, the most gorgeous, understanding and sensitive little boy who, you know, I've been a single mum since he was 6 months old, give or take, and he has come with me a lot. He's just started high school, so he doesn't come on the road so much these days. But I have wonderful friends and wonderful support. Casey Chambers, my best friend, lives just around the corner, and so we job share with all of our kids, you know, and she's got a brand new one now. But yeah, and I guess it's just that support, that music support, the entertainment support network, and my gorgeous mum that lives here in Adelaide but has spent the first probably 4 or 5 years of Ricky's life coming out on the road with us and meeting us wherever. Oh, Mum, I need you to fly to Tennant Creek and come on the road. All right, dear, she'd say.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, she's just gorgeous. She's the best mum in the world. So, and just to support me and
Does
my
she
music.
still sing?
She does. She sings around Adelaide. I don't think she looks for work, but it finds her because she's still so great. You know, she still sings great rockabilly. I just heard she had a show recently here in Adelaide and did a whole lot of rockabilly. She still blows everybody away. She's still my hero.
I'd love to have a country music festival here in Adelaide. I mean, we have everything else. We have the guitar festival. We have the cabaret festival. Why don't we have a country festival?
I think, it would definitely work. I know a couple of times when they had the Adelaide City Muster, it got a lot of people. And it's something that's kept going in places like Perth and Darwin where they didn't think that country music would work. And I know personally I had to leave Adelaide to pursue a career in that genre. But my heart is very warm when I come back and do shows and it attracts people because I think, wow, this is my home state. And I was told nobody liked country music here. So it's kind of cool.
We like both kinds of music, country and Western. Hey, now tell me, where are you living now?
I live on the central coast of New South Wales.
Okay.
I have done for the last, probably 15 years or something. I moved to Sydney to start knocking on record company doors and trying to get a deal. And I got deals and I lost some and, you know, I had albums that were successful and not so successful. And it's taken me this long to kind of get my business structure exactly because I'm a creative. I'm not a businesswoman at all. But all of a sudden, I had 12 people working for me, and I was the head of this company.
Wow!
Thinking, what do I do now?
Yeah.
But it was just the success of the touring and then the record sales and everything, and so I decided that I was going to make it from an independent point of view because we, as country artists, we sell more albums on the road than we do through record shops, and obviously we don't have mainstream radio or television. So the harder we work, the more we sell, and that's the way it works. So it's literally, you know, selling out of your car boot.
And are you going to be performing here in Adelaide?
I will be in February. Yeah, doing a bunch of shows around the place. Looking forward to it actually because it's been a little while since I've done some shows, especially some solo shows. So looking forward to it.
I can't wait. And of course you'll be at 7 Dolly Parton concerts. You're not coming to any here, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm actually on the road when she's here. in November, but I'm going to pretty much all of the other ones. I'm going to 2 in Melbourne and 4 in New South Wales and 2 in Brisbane.
What's your favourite Dolly song?
I think it depends on what day it is, but I think Coat of Many Colours, which was the first song I ever sang, is probably my favourite. But 9 to 5, I still do live.
I love 9 to 5.
Yeah, and I've never actually worked from 9 to 5, so
I'm sure
I don't think you have either.
No, probably not. Well, I allegedly did, but it was more like 10 to 4.
Well,
That's all right. I love Jolene.
Me too.
I think that's a great song. They're all great songs. Your songs are all great, though. Are we going to hear from you now?
I'd love to.
Okay, now what are you going to play? Yeah, of course
I was
we do.
talking about the trip I took to Nashville, and when I was over there, I wanted to obviously see some of my favourite singers. I missed Dolly that time, but I saw Reba McEntire and all my favourite singers. But the singer that took my attention and absolutely blew me away was a waitress who got up to sing at karaoke night to start the night off. And it was just this little bar that I stumbled across and then stumbled across 6 more times that week. But it was just the most amazing singer. And she had moved from South Carolina to Nashville to be a star 16 years ago and is still waiting for it to happen. And as I was talking to her and just blown away by her voice and everything that she did, it occurred to me that I have her dream, that what I do is what she always wanted to do, and I felt really guilty. So anyway, I wrote this song and I'm about to send it to her.
God, again, hair standing up all over me. Beccy Cole, ladies and gentlemen, get her album, Songs and Pictures.
In a bar on the east side for wayfaring lonely girls, I took a table solo and I scanned the other world. Sat there drinking bourbon and trying to belong, when somebody at the bar yelled, "Let the waitress sing a song." Well, she pushed her change into her jeans and she set down a tray. She took that corner stage and everybody's breath away, 'cause she sang like it was Sunday and we all got high for free. And bless her broken heart, laying right there on her sleeve. And I suppose I'll hear the angels sing like her someday. And the dream she's searching for is just 4 little words away. Let the waitress sing, let that golden voice be heard. Let 10,000 more of me sit there and hang on every word. And let the reason not be money in a world that isn't fair. Or let a big shot with a dotted line and $1 million to spare walk right out of that bar with the next big thing. Let the waitress sing. Well, I ordered songs and bourbon till she had to close the bar. And in case she didn't know, I said, "You ought to be a star." And I tipped from every pocket like a few bucks changed her world. Then she called my cab and called me crazy, drunk and rambling girl. And my timing could be questioned, but I told her about my songs, that I made my living on the road, and that's all I've ever done. She looked at me bewildered as I slurred my last remark. I said, I should be the one that stays and cleans up this whole bar, 'cause a dream is still a dream, no matter how long it's been true. And a girl should count her blessings and wish on someone new. Let the waitress sing, let that golden voice be heard. Let 10,000 more of me sit there and hang on every word. And let the reason not be money in a world that isn't fair. Or let a big shot with a dotted line and $1 million to spare walk right out of that bar with the next big thing. He'll walk right out of that bar with the next big thing. Let the waitress sing, let her sing, oh, she should sing.
Yeah, I'm almost sobbing.
Oh, good on you.
That's fantastic. Beccy Cole joins me. She is my guest. We are talking about her 7th album. It's called Songs and Pictures. It's out now. She's back in February. Is that right? Touring. And will you let us know?
I'd love to. Yes, I'll let you know. It'll be on. I've got a website, beckycole.com. But I'll send you the dates.
Yeah, that would be great.
Lovely.
Come
Thank
in
you.
again and tell me. So where can we get this album now? Just in all good record stores.
All good record shops. If they don't have it, tell them they're not good.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it is out through Sony Music. So if they don't have it, they can order it in. But all of the Sanities and JBs
and you can get it from beckycole.com.
You can as well. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, and iTunes, you can download it, but don't burn it from somebody.
No, don't do that because that would be really bad.
It's money from my child.
I know. Come on. Her kid has to get through high school, for God's sake. Be kind to Becky Cole. I reckon it sounds like a great album, and obviously so much love has gone into it in creating it.
Yeah, it has. This is I feel like it's my life's work. So if people like it, then that's even better. But I am proud of it. So
good on you. And South Australia is proud of you, Becky Cole.
Good on you.
We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you so much for coming in.